Good morning from ABC 13. I'm Tom Cook.
And I'm Samika Knight. Here's the very latest news for you this morning. Breaking news. In fact, we've been covering this since 4:30 this morning. A well-loved husband and wife gunned down just outside their home in North Harris County. Reporter Jeff Ealing has tweeted updates for us since 4 this morning. And late this morning, Jeff spoke with family members. Jeff?
Good morning, guys. Just a few moments ago, we did speak with the nephew and niece of these victims. They say the entire family is just heartbroken over what they are calling a senseless act of violence.
They were great people. They didn't have no enemies. They were sad. It's really sad.
The shooting happened around 1:30 this morning, just as the couple was returning home from the hospital after dealing with the death of a different loved one. They were in separate vehicles. They died here at the scene. Their son-in-law was in the home when the shooting was going on. He came out to see what was going on. He, too, was hit by gunfire. He was in surgery earlier this morning, but he is going to be okay. Deputies don't know why the couple was targeted, and they need help finding any clues that could help solve this.
Again, a house was struck as well. At least one was struck. And maybe we'll find more gunfire around other houses. But just keep in mind what I said, not only on this street, there were firearms evidence here at this intersection, further down, and even around the back street as well. So there was a lot of gunfire. It was a very violent scene.
We've seen deputies actually going door to door asking neighbors if they had any video on surveillance cameras that might show the vehicle that was used in this crime, because right now authorities don't even know what type of car the bullets came from. Jeff Ealing, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
I'm Courtney Fisher reporting in West Houston this morning. We are at Beechnut and the Beltway, where a couple recently homeless was asleep under that overpass when police say a driver came speeding up, crossing the median, hit and killed them. That driver, take a look, in this black Lexus, he took off. When he hit them, he was speeding away from a different crash, police say. We talked to one of the people in the car he hit in that first accident who says this driver reeked of alcohol.
I feel sad because, I mean, they're homeless, but they weren't not expecting to go out or be out there and get killed like by a crazy person like that.
Again, police looking for the driver this morning, but they have a good idea about who he is. They say he is facing serious charges. For now, reporting from West Houston, Courtney Fisher, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Courtney. Well, loved ones grabbed their dead relatives' ashes as they rushed to escape an apartment fire burning in Southwest Houston overnight. An ABC 13 viewer actually shared this video here of the flames with us on Brays Valley near Burdine. One woman was able to get out safely with her 4 children. Other neighbors grabbed the ashes. They held on to the box of ashes while they spoke with our photographer overnight.
Got the ashes. That's what's important. LaToya Davis got the ashes.
Well, firefighters believe a grease fire in a kitchen may have spread. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Well, while firefighters were there at the fire, they say a driver ran over one of their fire hoses. He was taken into custody to be tested for drugs or alcohol in his blood. And an illegally parked driver also slowed down firefighters. They had to drape their hoses over the vehicle because the driver parked right in front of a hydrant. Police placed a ticket right on the front of that car.
A grand jury will now determine whether a woman was acting in self-defense when she shot her ex-boyfriend overnight north of downtown Houston. Police say the shooting happened about 10 o'clock last night when the ex-boyfriend broke into her house on Terry Street. The woman says she fired because she feared for her life. She hit her ex-boyfriend in the chest, but he is expected to survive.
This morning, we are working to learn more about an 11-year-old football player who collapsed at Strack Intermediate School. We did reach out to the Klein Rams. They said the 11-year-old collapsed at the end of practice yesterday evening. CPR was immediately performed there by personnel on the field. He was taken to the hospital. Still no word on the child's condition this morning, though.
A new study says Buc-ee's sells the best gas station coffee in the entire country. Gas station, or GasBuddy.com, I should say, says the rankings were based on 2 million user reviews. Rounding out the top 5 coffee places in Houston, at least on the road, Quick Trip, Racetrack, Pilot, and Love's number 5. So despite, or other than the best restrooms, now they get the best coffee at Buc-ee's.
Look out, Buc-ee's.
So you can drink the coffee in the restroom. And
I don't advise that. That's actually disgusting.
Well, they do advertise. Okay, never mind.
Moving on.
Just a suggestion.
Terrible. All right, weather-wise for today, we've got a slight chance of a rain shower, especially south of I-10. Less than 20% chance you'll encounter an isolated downpour. Otherwise, temperatures going from the 70s this morning all the way up into the low 90s. Closer to the coastline, somewhere in the upper 80s down in Galveston. Out west is where those temperatures will heat up into the mid-90s and then falling back into the upper 60s to low 70s. Saw some of those cities, especially in the northern counties, hitting those upper 60s. Here's a look at the tropical developments. Still dealing with post-tropical storm Jerry. No threat to land, as well as Lorenzo. Karen continuing to monitor, although it is moving away from Puerto Rico. We may see it stalling over the central Atlantic later on this week and then making that jog toward the west. Right now, not expected to impact us here in Texas. Where we are going to see a little bit of an impact is with this tropical disturbance down along the northern coast of the Yucatan. It brings kind of a slug of moisture in our direction Friday and into the weekend. It's not going to be a complete washout, but we could see some rain accumulation. Right now, our computer models are projecting less than an inch, less than a half an inch for most areas, but with an isolated downpour in some of those stronger storms, can't rule out a quick 1, maybe even 2 inches of rain. Again, it'll be very isolated. If we do see any problems, it will be minor street flooding, more localized street flooding. Looking ahead, once we get past the weekend, we've got some drier conditions, and then notice those rain chances creeping up. That ahead of what could be, crossing our fingers, our first fall front. Computer models are indicating we could be dealing not only with some rain with that potentially first fall front next weekend, but also a humidity drop and also a temperature drop. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it for you. Elisa.
And we are tracking your drive on I-10 at the San Jacinto River Bridge. Both locations now open, eastbound and westbound. You can still expect delay. All traffic has been moved over to the eastbound bridge. That's the undamaged side after the bridge barge accident last week. So still 2 lanes in each direction. It is good news for people who use that interstate on a regular basis.
It sure is. All right, and that's all the time we have for Eyewitness News this morning.
We are constantly updating our ABC 13 mobile app as well as ABC13.com. So go there for any updated stories as well as the traffic updates. My goodness, it's been a traffic day, Lisa.
And drink your Buc-ee's coffee outside the gas station.
I don't recommend
for the record.
Yeah.
Not in the restaurant.
Not in the
restaurant. Even though it's clean.
Have a great day.